What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Everybody that's coming in, um, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Everyone that's coming in, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Everyone that's coming in. All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. Yeah, we are live, y'all. 365 live, live. This is gonna be probably a short live. Usually I do like maybe 2 hours sometimes of a live, but probably gonna do like maybe an hour today just to go over some things. Um, and guys, last night I got my hat, but last night was my last night for the uh, for the security. Yep, last night. Everyone that's coming in, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, I gotta do it myself. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let me see. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me see. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Yep. Yeah, y'all, we live. We are live. And I'm gonna put that in too. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Much love. All right. Okay, y'all. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. If y'all can hear me, y'all can hear me. This has been a week to remember, y'all. This has been a week to remember. Um, we're gonna reflect on this week. We're gonna talk about this week, or I should say last week, because yesterday was the last day of was the last day of the week. Because today is the first day of the week, which is Sunday, and yeah, yeah, today is the first day of the week, which is Sunday, y'all. So glad everybody that's coming in, everyone that's coming in, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So we can let everyone know how we doing things. I'm at Crunch as usual. One of my favorite spots to be at, as far as what I need to do when I need to do it. So yeah, everyone that's coming in, y'all. Everyone that's coming in, we're gonna go over. We're gonna go over Druski week, because he's had a week. Even though he prepared this skit, maybe within weeks. He prepared the skit within weeks, but this week, or I should say, the week of from the 4th until, or from the 10th, I should say, until um, to the 10th until to today, or was it the 12th until today, something like that. But yeah, y'all, everyone that's coming in, y'all, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna wait. It's only been 4 minutes, so next time I gotta start putting these on the calendar. I can and I can't, because I don't know. Being that last night was my last night as far as doing security, I'm gonna have a little bit more time to myself as far as the weekends and going out of town where I need to go and do some things and get things done. So yeah, y'all. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Is that a background or something like that? Oh, okay. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. What else is on here? Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is Miss Gerry live, y'all. Okay. I gotta have her. I gotta have her to call a little bit later, y'all. Um, because um, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this one more time, and I'm gonna have to cancel this one out. So I gotta put some money up. I gotta add some money. So matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna just do it live because I'm gonna have to. My balance gonna be. I'm gonna have to put this on when I do call y'all. But yeah, Miss Gerry's gonna be live. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it live. I'm gonna keep it because I got a good title. So everyone that's coming in, hit the thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Everyone that's coming in, I gotta make a call. I'm gonna put it on mute, but we still gonna be live. So give me a few minutes, y'all, because I gotta make this call. Let's see. Yeah, we are. So yeah, y'all, I gotta make this call. It's gonna be live, y'all. She probably gonna call back. Yeah. So hopefully somebody come right on, and I can. Uh, Sorry, y'all. Trying to add some money to her calling account, her phone account, and I gotta. I'm gonna put it on mute because they're gonna ask me for my card information. Okay, all right, everyone. I had to I had to give out some of my credit card information, and I didn't want anyone too many people to hear. Ms. Gerry should be calling everybody back. Um, actually, she's calling me now. Hello, hello, hello. I can hear you. I'm live. I'm live. What's going on? Yeah, I didn't hear you. Yeah, because I wanted to go live and talk about the update of your situation. That's all. So she's being singled out as far as her being black, and as far as her being the only one that got the PC uh, lockdown, and her being the only one on the lockdown. And he said, I agree. He said, I agree with you. He said, but I still have to investigate everything. And I said, well, can you at least go to her cell and let her know? And I said, if you can, if y'all can take her off a lockdown. He said, well, she's not on a complete Huh? Okay. All right, babe. Uh, Okay. All right. Who passed in your door? Oh, okay. All right. Nope. I went live because I wanted to do the live so I could go in here and crunch because I'm in the parking lot of crunch so I could take a shower and then take a nap because I gotta do 5 to close tonight. So as far as Burger King, yeah. Hmm. Right. 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 I feel you. I know, babe. I know. I know. All right, sugar. All right. See you. Okay, y'all. That was Miss Gerry, and like I said, we were live, y'all. And the update was it was something. It was something that happened within within the girls, the women, I should say, being around, and one of the girls was, I guess, I don't know, she was trying to crack a joke or she was saying something, and they, they were laughing, and all, as far as the rest of the people that were laughing, they weren't targeted, but she was targeted as far as her being um, um, sought after and being uh, talked to, I should say, talked to, as far as any kind of action that went on. Out of all the people at the table that were laughing at this one girl, because one of the girls has she has a issue with just, I don't know, her something going on with her mind or something like that, and it was just, I guess, I don't know if they thought she was joking around or whatever, but it seemed like Miss Gerry was targeted. So she was calling me, but she didn't want to talk to anyone live. She said she's gonna call back, and we're gonna figure some stuff out. But yeah, y'all, I just I just feel that they shouldn't have her they shouldn't have her in there, uh, and just as far as any kind of actions or anything, it was just a laugh. So yeah, that's the update. Ms. Gerry might call back. She might call back within this hour, and she might call back a little later or something like that before I go to work. But I'm thinking she is gonna call back, y'all. She is gonna call back just to make sure everything is straight. Just to make sure everything is straight. So yeah, y'all. Keep Miss Gerry in y'all prayers. Keep her uplifted, and make sure everything is okay with her. Make sure everything is okay with her. I pray for her, and um, make sure that I try to make sure that everything is a-okay with her. So everyone that's coming in, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Everyone that's coming in, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. So, yep. But yeah, y'all. Yeah. It's Sunday, and today is the 18th, if I'm correct. Today is the 18th, and tomorrow is King's holiday, Martin Luther King's holiday. And, we're going to kind of reflect on that, because where Miss Gerry is kind of known for kind of some racial situations and racial unrest sometimes, as far as where she's located. And we're trying to rectify that. We're trying to rectify that, and we're trying to see what can be done so she won't be targeted anymore, and everybody can get fair treatment. If somebody gets on either PC lockdown or full lockdown, then it shouldn't just be one person that gets that. It should be both parties. It should be the other party also. So I'm thinking that they're trying to target her for no reason at all, and it's an issue. It's a real issue, y'all. So everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Like, comment, hit the thumbs up, y'all. It's free to hit the thumbs up. It's free. We're gonna talk about Druski. We're gonna talk about President Trump and Greenland again. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, y'all. We're gonna talk about it, because, excuse me, these are the issues for today. And we're gonna talk about Minneapolis, Minnesota. What's going on over there, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. We yeah, y'all. We are getting into some perilous times, even though the word says it's gonna be wars and rumors of wars and just perilous times and stuff like that. He said still it won't be. It's still won't be the end, but the end is gonna come. Not the end. I say Judgment Day. I should say is gonna come like a thief in the night. See, we all trying to prepare for it. We all think, oh, it's the end. It's the end. You know, I think was it in August or September or something like that when they had these pastors like in Africa and stuff like that to say that they were saying that Jesus was on his way back. Once he comes, it's gonna be the taking up of the saints, which is the rapture. I'm trying to think of what date that was. I think it was August, September, or October. October. One of those months. I gotta look into it again, but yeah. See, I know we definitely prepare for Jesus every day, but somebody was trying to make a prediction of the date. You can't. Whatever you do whenever you guys start going to church, or if you're going to church already, you cannot make a date. You cannot make a date that the rapture is coming, or when it's going to be, or when Jesus is coming back. You can't do that. It's not in the Bible exactly when he's coming back. It say it's gonna be like a thief in the night, meaning you can't make no date. Even Jesus said, I don't even know when the Father is going to decide when Judgment Day is coming. Even Jesus said that. That's in well, I know it's in the New Testament, and I'm not gonna say if it's in Revelations or John. But even Yeshua said that he knows not the day or the time when everything is gonna be revealed. The revelation. It's gonna happen, but no one knows the time or the date when it's gonna be revealed. So whenever you go back to church, do not listen. If you get a pastor or some kind of leader that says, "Oh, Jesus is gonna come back this 2026, July 1st, 2026 is gonna be the rapture. All y'all need to sell everything and this and that." You know how many times I from the 70s, not the same, really, like the 80s, I should say, the 80s, since the 80s, I was hearing about it's going to be the rapture, the end of the world is going to be March 5th, 1983, something like that. I've been hearing that 80s, the 90s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Everybody trying to put a date on the rapture, and you cannot do that. You can't do that, y'all. You cannot do that. You can't put a date on the rapture. You can't. You cannot put a date on the rapture, because God is seeing if we really love him. Are we going to serve him with all our heart, or are we going to get caught with our pants down? Excuse me. And man, yeah, do not listen to that, because I'm getting the reason why I'm saying that, because I'm getting to the Druski skit. I'm getting to the Druski skit, and everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We got people in here. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Miss Gerry was on live, but she has been kind of upset because it seemed like they're trying to single her out as far as having some disciplinary actions, not full disciplinary, but just for her protection, some actions that's going on. And she seems like, and I feel like they're just trying to signal her out, and them not punishing anybody else but just her for something stupid that she did. She just made a laugh. So yeah, y'all, everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And we're gonna talk about and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about let's talk about Dr. King for tomorrow, and what he stood for. You had the monks that walked from Texas. They came through here. They came through Charlotte, and a lot of people lined up. A lot of people took pictures, and a lot of people, some people at my job, a couple of people at my job said that they were gonna go to that church. Uh, excuse me. They were gonna go to that church, and I think that church um, was over by BD's Ford Road, if I'm correct, in Charlotte, and they were going to go by that church, just to see them walk and stuff like that, walk for peace, and which is honorable. Um, then you had some people with the religious signs and stuff like that. Jesus is coming back and stuff like that. Trying to block the guys, and Jesus ain't never did that because he don't have to do that. He has the power of the Holy Spirit, and God has the power of the Holy Spirit, and people. The word says that the Holy Spirit will draw people unto Him, and it's good that He had the sign, but where was it, you do as far as you having the sign? Go to the drug houses, go to the people that actually need the sign. God, he'll deal with the monks and stuff like that because we know that as far as you being a monk and following strict religious rules and stuff like that, that's not going to save you. The only thing that can save is the blood of the Lamb, which is Yeshua the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach. And you accepted Him and believing that He died and was raised on the third day and sit at the right hand of the Father and believe that He is Lord and Savior. That's the only thing that can save you. And walking for peace, hey, that's their thing. But we still have to pray for those monks. We still have to say, hey, God, can you please save one or at least all those monks for them to come into the sheepfold of Jesus Christ, that they can enter into the kingdom of heaven. So yeah, y'all, the monks that march for peace, that was commendable because of all the things that's going on. People are kind of scared about a World War III and about Trump, about Greenland. So that's I put that in the title also about Trump and stuff like that. Trump again. He's in the news every day. I mean, he's in the news every day. So yeah, y'all, Trump he's always in the news for something. Because I know I've seen news sometimes where they didn't mention the president. Even with Bush, it was some days they didn't even mention Bush in a news thing. Every day, yep, every day, this guy is in the news. So yeah, Trump is trying to overtake Greenland. Greenland doesn't want to give up their country to the United States, and Trump is trying to. He's trying to pull a mafia move. Basically, he's trying to pull a mafia move. He's trying to pull a Nino Brown move, just like the Carter, and just like the Carter in New Jack City. The dreadlock was out on the scene. The dreadlock was outside, and before it happened, Nino made the plans. He said, "Look, we're gonna take over this building, take over this block, and make some money off of what we're doing, our operations." So, if anybody that has seen or not seen New Jack City, they had made the plans, but you have to realize that they were outside. They were the outside people, and crack had just started, and Nino Brown and them and the Cash Money brothers. They said, look, the Carter is for the taking. It's got so much such and such people that we can get them from the inside and the outside, and make a lot of money. I think back then maybe $1 million a day, almost, or 1.5 million a day or something like that, or 500,000 a day. So what I'm getting at, to get to President Trump and Greenland, um, the Carter is Greenland, Nino Brown is President Trump, and his plan was to take over the Carter. And on the movie, in the movie, like I said, in the movie, that you probably had the outside guys, the grunts, or the pawns that's in front of the building, selling drugs on the outside and stuff like that. And when Keisha and G Money pulled up, and they was like, and Donovan, they pulled up and told that dread, hey, Nina Brown said your services are no longer needed in the facility. And the dread was like, what the, he was like, he about to say, what the blood clot, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? This is, and before he could finish the sentence, Keisha came up and blow, right in the back of the head, in broad daylight, in front of everybody. That was a message. That was a message to send to everybody that Cash Money Brothers was coming over to take over the Carter apartments, the whole building. So that's what Donald Trump is. He's trying to do the same thing. Donald Trump is trying to do the same thing that Nino Brown did in New Jack City. And see, part of New Jack City it was borrowed from true stories that happened in Detroit, with a crew that basically did the same thing. And things were changed, names were changed and stuff like that. Like they took over. Their operations were kind of big in Detroit, and they took over an apartment building in Detroit. And like I said, names were changed, apartment names were changed and stuff like that. But the same thing Donald Trump is trying to do with Greenland, and just take over Greenland, because they're trying to say that it's going to be, the reason why we need to take over Greenland is for security reasons. Russia and China might try to invade us or whatever, which is impossible. You cannot invade America. You got spies here in America. You do have spies in here. Don't get it twisted. You got Chinese people. You got Arab people, and you got true Arab people that are really American, and you got Arab and Chinese people that are actually spies, that are actually spying the country. So you can infiltrate America, but you can't make war with America. It's impossible. We have our borders, our seasides, our docks and stuff like that, our terrain. Mostly everybody has a weapon from 18 and up in America. It's impossible. They said it's impossible to invade America. And like I said before, you can infiltrate, being a spy and giving out information and stuff like that. But they said it's impossible to invade America. You cannot invade America. Everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. I talked to Miss Gerry live. She wasn't feeling too good about talking to people live and stuff like that today, because of the situation that had went on. And I was referencing Donald Trump trying to overtake Greenland to Nino Brown in the movie New Jack City, and how they overtook the Carter apartments, which was a double-edged sword, because once they took it over, they made a lot of money. But you got to remember, Pookie, which was Chris Rock, he was the informant. So, police still got inside as far as them, taking over the operations and making a lot of money. And, they were making, I think, $1 million a month, in the movies and stuff like that. So Greenland, Donald Trump is trying to overtake Greenland. And now some of the European armies and stuff like that or Greenland requested some of the European um, armies to come and protect Greenland from America. And see, Trump, I don't think he wants to. He doesn't want to um, make war with our allies, or make any grievances with our allies and stuff like that to um, make our allies mad, or make the U.S. allies mad. So I don't know if Greenland don't want to, if they don't want to be bought or taken over by the U.S. How, we can't. This is my thought. I don't think we should overstep our boundaries because of their sovereignty. That's their country. You know, within Denmark. Denmark owns Greenland. So we can't, I mean, we can bully some places, but some places like, man, no, just don't even try it. Don't even do it, you know? Because it would be a detriment to the country. So, and some Republicans, they don't agree with Trump trying to overtake Greenland. They don't agree with that. Everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Go to the Miss Gerry channel, to the description, y'all, and give to the Miss Gerry legal defense fund. I'm paying the lawyer, and we had a situation where she still can, use her touchpad and make calls and stuff like that, but it was an issue with a few of the women that was in there, and they just singled her out. So, hey Dialio, what's up? Hey, I'm live. I'm live today, Miss Gerry. She called live, but she didn't want to get on today because it was a situation that happened with her and some other women. Excuse me, some other women that were in there, and they singled her. One of the CEOs singled her out and made her is trying to supposedly make her an example. And I didn't agree with it. I drove up there today. I drove up there this morning and talked to one of the sergeants and stuff like that. So if you can hear me, Dialio, if you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. Tell me if the audio is good to go. I was going through about Donald Trump, as usual, Donald Trump being in the news, and talking about Druski, the Druski week, as far as Druski and him talking about the church and the pastors and stuff like that. But right now, I had talked about the monks, the monks that came Thursday. They were here in Charlotte Thursday, and it was a lot of cars. I didn't go, but it was a lot of cars that went to go see the monks, to go to this church. The monks that were walking from Texas, and they're heading to Washington D.C. a week or so ago for a little commissary. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Okay, good. Thank you. We appreciate it. And I'll look at the because I haven't looked at it since last week, and like I said, I don't touch it as far as the Miss Gerry Legal Defense Fund. We don't touch it. We're not gonna touch it until like we get towards our goal and stuff like that to get to the lawyer. But yeah, it seemed like Miss Gerry had been singled out, and she's upset about it because it shouldn't be if she is if there is an issue, the other girls should have been locked down too. The other girls that were around her when just a supposed laugh had occurred, on Cash App. Oh, okay. Oh, you did it on Cash App. Oh, okay. I'll check the Cash App. I'll check the Cash App. And appreciate you. And I'll from the Cash App, I'll put it on the Miss Gerry Legal Defense Fund. I'll put it on there. So I'll check once we get done, because her phone is the recording, and her phone has the Cash App on there. So I'll look at it once I get done with the live. So what I was getting to now is about Donald Trump and him trying to overtake Greenland, and him acting like Nino Brown from New Jack City. So yep. So yeah, him trying to act like Nino Brown from New Jack City, and how Nino Brown and Cash Money Brothers, how they made the plan of overtaking the Carter, because that was going to be their centralized uh, military zone. When I say military zone, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to say military zone. That was their operations, was the Carter, because it's like perfect, because the way it's shaped. If you look at the movie again, the way it's shaped is shaped like a fortress. It's basically shaped like a fortress. You can do everything outside. It's shaped like a square, and it's got a hole in the middle where the foyer was, everything was in the middle, as far as, you know, dealing drugs or having the addicts and stuff addicts and stuff like that stay inside the Carter and stuff like that. They made the plan to take over the Carter. So their plan was, when they first seen the dreadlock guy on the outside, you know, they tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, Dread, you know, Nino Brown said, I haven't been keeping up with that. No, it's you say you haven't been keeping up with Donald Trump. Well, what I'm saying is, I was referring Donald Trump to Nino Brown, Nino Brown in the movie New Jack City. You know, Nino Brown was a leader of the Cash Money Brothers, and we got our leader here in America, Donald Trump, is trying to overtake Greenland. He's trying to take over Greenland. And he's trying to take it over, just like, you know, Nino Brown did and the Cash Money Brothers did in New Jack City with the Carter apartments, and how he took it by force, just like how he did with Venezuela, and just like how he did with President Maduro, you know. But now he's trying to overtake Greenland. Yes, that's a good movie. Oh yeah. So I'm comparing him to Nino Brown and our U.S. forces as Cash Money Brothers. Cash Money Brothers, and how they you know, the one scene when they Keisha and G Money and Dunnerman, when they went up to that dread on the corner of the Carter, how they started off was they told the dread, hey, you know, your services are no longer needed in the facility. And the dread, you know, he started, because I know dreads, I know dreadlocks. When they start cursing and they mad, they are mad. So he was just about to say, what the blood clot, and as soon as he said that, he couldn't even finish the sentence. Keisha came up and hit him right in the back of the head, you know, and he didn't even have time to finish the sentence. And that was a message. That was a message to let everybody know that Cash Money Brothers was going to take over this Carter Apartments, and they did. They did. They took it over. But it was like I said, it was a two-edged sword. Yeah, they started making millions of dollars per month, but at the same time, you had Pookie, which was recovering crack addict, and they asked him to go inside and infiltrate, and which he did. He was semi-successful at it, because he was able to get video footage and stuff like that. But G Money, he relapsed, and he started taking the crack again. And when he took the crack again, he started messing up. He just started messing up and making jokes and stuff like that. And G Money was like, hey man, you know, this ain't no joke. You know, what you doing, you know, dancing around here and stuff like that. And, you know, he opened his shirt and all that stuff and was like, oh man, you an informant? So yeah, so it was a double-edged sword. So what I'm saying to say this, I think Trump is trying to take Greenland, but I think it's going to be a double-edged sword, because the European Union, they don't want him to take over Greenland. You know, even though Trump is trying to say, oh yeah, it's going to be a security risk for America if we don't have Greenland. I mean, if that was the case, we could have got Greenland years ago. 50, 100 years ago. We should have bought Greenland 50, 100 years ago to secure um, secure the situation as far as Russia and China or any communist country getting more closer to us. We should have been secure Greenland, not do it now. Now the European Union, they don't want that. They don't want that, and they done sent troops to stop Trump, to stop America, to try to overtake Greenland. So yeah, so Trump is in the news keep saying I want to take I want we need to have Greenland. We need to have Greenland. We need to we need to overtake Greenland. And he's trying to act like Nino Brown, and he's trying to act like the Cash Money brothers to overtake Greenland. Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Miss Delio said rockabye baby. Yep. That's what it was. Rockabye baby. So yeah, Trump is he's trying to well you could say he is kind of like Nino. He's the white Nino. I'm gonna call him Nino White or something like that, But yeah, he's trying to act like or Michael Corleone, a Michael Corleone when it came to time to get rid of his enemies and stuff like that. He towards the end when his sister was getting the baby Christian, he's godfather. That's his nephew, but he still was going to be godfather to the baby, to his sister's baby, while the christening was going on, or the baptism was going on by the baby. He sat up there and said, "I renounce Satan," and all that stuff. At the same time, he was eliminating his enemies. Only the strong survive. That right. Mountain E fams. Yeah, only the strong survive. And the Greenland thing, I don't know. I don't if that's their sovereign country. I'm talking about Denmark, who owns Greenland. If that's their sovereign country, and you tell America, hey, we don't need y'all to come. We don't want y'all to buy Greenland. It's not for sale. It's a country. This ain't Dunkin' Donuts. This ain't McDonald's. This ain't Burger King. You know what I'm saying? This country, our country is not for sale. It is not for sale. So, and I get you, Mountainese fams, as far as only the strong survive. But we're strong enough. America. I was looking at a video the other day. America cannot be. It's impossible for America to be invaded. And the only reason why Pearl Harbor happened, because that was an island. Even though we owned it, that was an island, and the Japanese at the time, they said after the Pearl Harbor attack, they said, we have awakened a sleeping giant. They realized how wrong they was after they did that Pearl Harbor attack. So everybody knows. When I say everybody, I'm talking about Europeans. All the foreign people know that America is our terrain, our mountains, our seasides, all around. You can't invade from Canada, because Canada's not going to let nobody else from another country come in and try to invade America. You can't really invade from Mexico and stuff like that, because the Mexicans, I don't think that they get along with some of the European countries or the communist countries and stuff like that. So that's not going to happen. You're gonna need superior technology. You're gonna need all the gas. That's why Trump was overtaking a lot of those oil rigs, because you can see the ships that came over from England back in the days. They didn't have gas. They relied on the sea, the motion of the sea, and the wind, and the manpower. As far as I don't know if they use the roll, the whatever they call those paddles and stuff like that. They depended on nature to get them over here and fight the Revolutionary War. But now ain't nobody doing that rowing stuff anymore. Ain't nobody got no nobody has no wooden boats anymore and stuff like that. Um, and you're gonna need gas. You're gonna still need fuel to come over here to even try to invade, but you cannot invade America. They even the foreigners, Russia, China, they all know that America cannot be invaded because like I said, the terrain, as far as most of the farmers, you got the regular militia, you got the white militia, you got the Nazis, you got the black militia, you got regular citizens over here in America that got mostly everyone in America has one gun, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be they know it's impossible to invade America. So I don't know what Donald Trump is talking about as far as the security of America and stuff like that. Now we can't stop them from using nukes. You know, we can't stop them from using nuclear weapons and stuff like that. We can't stop them from doing that. We can try, but we can't fully stop them from doing that. But as far as a full invasion, no, it can't happen. It can't happen. Even the reason why Hitler got away with invading a lot of space, because he was in the middle of Europe and overtaking. See, you can go to your tanks to Poland and stuff like that, and overtake that and overtake this, and he was more closer to England and stuff like that as far as the bombings and stuff like that. But coming to America and using all your fuel up just to come to America and then trying to refuel and stuff like that, it'll be a suicide mission. That means you will have to burn the bridge that you will never all the troops that, like communist troops like Russia, China, and North Korea and stuff like that, they wouldn't be able to ever come back. That means they will have to fight to the death, and that's not gonna happen if they send troops over here to America, because they wouldn't be able to come back. They wouldn't be able to go back to North Korea, to China, and to Russia. They wouldn't be able to go back. It'll be impossible. It'll be a few that may be able to escape to go back, but the rest of the troops, nah, it would be impossible. It's too many guns over here in America. It's too many people with guns over here in America. America is oh my goodness, oh my goodness, you get what I'm saying. Technology advance. I don't know why I can't say that word today. I should say we're digitally advanced. Our military is super strong, super powerful. Our borders, by the time you get over here, you'll be bogged down with trying to bring your tanks and all that stuff over here. The terrain is nah. It won't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. It won't happen. So what I'm saying that to say this, Trump, I don't know if he's just doing that because of the midterms and stuff like that, for him to save face as far as his polls and his leadership. But yeah, I think that I think that it would be impossible for an invasion to happen over here in America, y'all. Yeah, it's gonna be. Hold on, let me get back on live. Yeah, it's gonna be. It'll be something that everybody that's in here, hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It'll be impossible for America to get invaded. And like I said before, we can get infiltrated. When I say infiltrated, like spies and stuff like that, anybody can come over here and, get visas and stuff like that, or get permanent residence and be a cell. When I say an incel, that means you can come over here, make a family, you know, pretend you for the American way, and you could be a spy, you could be an incel that can give out information and send it back to some of the communist countries or the countries that are against America. So an incel is a person that they'll build a family, they'll build businesses, all that stuff, all that stuff, and can send all that stuff back over to the country, their origin country, and we'll be spied on. And I believe that we are being spied on, day by day, here and there. Yeah. So yeah, y'all. Everyone that's in here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm telling y'all, it's something with Trump and stuff like that, and him overtaking Venezuela, and now him trying to overtake Greenland and stuff like that. So we're gonna see. This is the first day of the week, and sometimes a lot of these leaders and stuff like that. See, they do stuff on Saturdays and Sundays, but we are in church on. I'm in church. It's similar to what you're talking about. Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie, Salt, with Angela? You know what? I'm gonna look at that movie, because I always seen that, like, the cover of that movie, and I think I seen like the previews, but I never seen the movie. But now that you mentioned it, Miss Delio, I'm going to look at that movie, Salt. Don't tell me about the movie. I'm a type person, I don't like to know about any movie that it's good. Okay, good. I don't like one of my brothers. I took one of my brothers to the movies one time. It was an X-Men movie. It was me, my brother Junior, and it was me, my brother Junior, my daughter, and his daughter. So it was four of us. We went to go see X-Men 2. I think it was X-Men 2 or 3. No, I think it was 3. Because me and Fatima went to go see 2. Because me and my daughter went to go see 2, X-Men 2. And because the reason why I remember X-Men 2 with my daughter, because my daughter went to the bathroom, and my daughter went to the bathroom, and I don't know to this day how she came out the women's bathroom and just walked right in the movies, and I did not see her. She walked out of the, and I'm standing out in the, mind you, she was only like 7 years old. So I'm standing like right by the women's bathroom, and I kind of turn around just waiting for her to come out, because usually she come out and say, "Dad, I'm done." So she must have came out, didn't say anything, walked right in the movies. So I'm standing there waiting, and I'm gonna get back to Salt. I'm gonna get back to Salt, but I'm getting back to say this. My daughter had went into the bathroom, came out, didn't say anything, walked right in the movies, the X-Men movie. I'm standing there, I'm waiting for my daughter, waiting for her, and I'm like, man, it's been almost 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay. And one lady, I think one lady walked in the movies. Walked into the ladies' room, and I said, hey, can you see if my daughter's in there? Her name, I told her her name and stuff like that, and she called her out, and no, she said no one's answering, and she looked in all the stalls. She said no one's in there, and I was like, what? I freaked out. I called the movie theater people, and they got on the walkie-talkie, and I said, we're waiting for this movie for X-Men 2, and they went into the movies, and they called her name, and she was like, oh, I'm here, I'm right here. And oh man, I was so scared. I was scared. I thought somebody had snatched my daughter. I know I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I was so nervous for her, and then we continued to watch X-Men 2 and stuff like that. But X-Men 3, the reason why I'm saying that about Salt, I don't want nobody telling me about the movie, is because my brother, I took my brother to the movie, and his daughter, and me and my daughter, and my brother talked. I think my brother talked from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end, where they thought Magneto had lost his powers, as far as him generating powers for metal and stuff like that, stealing metal, and the chest thing like moved or something like that at the end. My brother talked through the whole. I said I will never take my brother. This one of my. I said I'll never take one of my brothers to the movie. He talked through the whole. And I said I kept saying, man, be quiet, man. We sat in the front. And I know that's a lot of talk. Yeah, he talked. He talked to man. You know, he talking to the people. He talking to the characters in the movies. I'm like, dude, they can't hear you. Talking, and my daughter laughing, his daughter kind of laughing and stuff like that. And I know the people behind us was like, and the rest of the people in the movie like, man, be quiet. And when I say talking, some scenes he didn't talk, some scenes, and a lot of scenes he talked. A lot of scenes he talked, and I was like, Junior, you can't be talking through this movie, man. So yeah, I'm the type of person I don't like nobody talking through the movie. And I don't like nobody telling me about a movie. So I'm gonna see that Salt movie. Now that you told me about the Salt movie, I'm gonna take a look at that Salt movie. So the Salt movie is kind of like what Miss Diallo was saying is like how Trump is trying to overtake Greenland, and how New Jack City, the movie New Jack City with Wesley Snipes, how they overtook the Carter Apartments when crack first started coming out, and how they overtook it, but it was a double-edged sword. You know, they overtook it and started making money, but then they still got infiltrated and stuff like that, and the operations got shut down. It was just a whole bunch of mess in that New Jack City movie. So what I'm saying that to say with this, the European army that's over there now is trying to save Trump face, that he doesn't piss off the European Union. They don't want him. Denmark doesn't want him to. Greenland is not for sale. Stop trying to buy Greenland. Stop trying to think that you're gonna go over there and be gangster like you did with Venezuela, and kidnap the president, or take the president and take him to jail and stuff like that, and arrest him for saying, oh, you're the harbinger of drugs the horrible drugs that are coming over here. So yeah, me too. That's a lot of talking. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Mr. Yelly said, yeah, because usually I like to look at movies by myself because I don't like nobody talking during the movie because I like to see every detail. I like to hear what's going on. So I'm the type of person, I like to look at a movie. Even with Miss Gerry, sometimes I have to tell her, hey, babe, be quiet. Please, I want to see this movie. Because it's going to ruin if I miss a detail and stuff like that, that just gets on me if I want to look at a movie. True or untrue, fiction, non-fiction kind of movie, especially non-fiction movies, Malcolm X, JFK. I looked at JFK. I don't look at JFK like 8 times because it was, even though I looked at it by myself, it was just things that I didn't want to miss, things that I had missed, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know they said that. I didn't know this person was like this, bada bing, oh, okay, who's this? Belfry, I gotta take off Piedmont because I'm done with them. As far as I gotta take that app off too, as far as my security job. But yeah, y'all. So what I'm saying is to say this, we're gonna look at what's going on starting this week. Today is the first day of the week, Sunday. We're gonna see if Donald Trump is gonna back off from trying to buy Greenland or overtake Greenland or try to strong arm Greenland. Because if I'm correct, I think we got a military base over there. We got some kind of, we got something over there. I gotta look through the news, and I gotta now. Hopefully I'm gonna have a little bit more time to do Miss Gerry's thing every day. I've been trying, y'all. I've been on these 3 jobs. Has been, kind of kicking my butt as far as going in the back and sleeping and coming here and taking a shower or going to my hometown and getting some rest, getting some peace and rest, y'all. So yeah. So we're gonna see how Donald Trump is gonna play this out. We're gonna see how Donald Trump is gonna play this out. So last but not least, y'all give to the Miss Gerry Fund. Go to the do Cash App. Go to her GoFundMe page, and you can give there. Go to our Cash App, and yeah, y'all. My lips dry. Oh man, I hate my lips get dry. But yeah, give to the Miss Gerry GoFundMe page, or give by Cash App, y'all. So last but not least, we're gonna talk about religion. We're gonna talk about Christianity. We're gonna talk about the church, and we're gonna talk about Druski. Druski had a viral week. Actually, he's had a viral 2 weeks really. But I just want to reiterate what's been going on. Everybody that's in the church or not in the church has probably seen his skit about him. You know, the pastor. Some of the pastors saying he was mocking God. Yes, make sure you take care of yourself, please. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna take care of myself, because I ain't gonna be no good if I pass away from exhaustion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but Druski, y'all, he's a content creator, and he created a skit for about the churches, the mega churches and stuff like that, and how the antics that they have been doing. It ain't even necessary. All the things they've been doing, the things they've been saying, and these mega church pastors, they were upset because you have to realize it's gonna mess with their money. It's gonna mess with their money. And a lot of mega church pastors, they do a lot of things for a lot of the poor people and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, they do a lot of stuff for that. And a lot of them are millionaires and stuff like that, as far as them being a mega church pastor, because some of their money, they don't touch the. Sometimes, I've heard one of the mega church pastors say that they don't touch the money that comes from the flock. Their money comes from the books that they sell, the books, the tapes, the videos. Some of the pastors that are into the films and stuff like, they invest in stuff with the films and stuff like that. So that's where some of their money comes from. But a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't do that. A lot of them take all the parishioners' money and live a lavish lifestyle. And Druski, I'm gonna give you one example. And the things that go about, the things that happen behind closed doors with some of these pastors. He made a one of the parts of the skits was, he asked one of the sisters to come up, because you got to kind of break the skit down. He said one of the sisters couldn't make a baby. So first of all, one of the sisters was old. You know what I'm saying? She was old, and as far as her, making a baby, I don't know if she was trying. It was, like I said, it was just a skit. She was old as far as her trying to make a baby. I can't say that, because Sarah had a baby at 90, and Abraham was 99. So, but he was saying, but I'm gonna impregnate her with the word of God. See, Druski was saying that because a lot of pastors, they'll sit. I was talking with one of my best friends, one of my high school, and he said that one of our other buddies that went to high school with us was like he was like a deacon in the church, right? True story. He was a deacon in the church, and he would tell women that, yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray and stuff like that. And if you want, I can come over and I can come over and, now mind you, he was single. He was a deacon, and he was single. He would tell the women, I can come over your house and pray for you. We can pray over the phone. And some of the women, they would go for it. That, or they would just say, yeah, come over to the house and pray with me and stuff like that. And he said 95 95% of the time, he slept with all of the women that told him to come over so they could pray for he could pray for them. 95, you know. So when he was gyrating and say, "I'm gonna impregnate with you with the word of God," I'm gonna impregnate, and he was doing his hips like that and stuff like that. That was a sexual reference. That um, that was a sexual reference that a lot of not all of them, but a lot of megachurch pastors, they sleep with some of their parishioners. They actually do that. They actually do that. That they sleep with a lot of their parishioners, a lot of the women in the church and men. That's why he didn't say a particular. Druski didn't say a particular gender. He just gyrated his hips and he bucked his hips up. He said, "I'm gonna impregnate you with the word of God, and I'm gonna impregnate you with the word of God." So a lot of pastors, megachurch pastors, they sleep with men and women in the church, and it don't have to be a megachurch. It could be just a big church, and you see it on the news all the time, and you see it on social media all the time. They've been doing it. They've been doing. Look at y'all. Look at yes. Make sure you okay. Yeah. Look at Which Way Is Up. Which Way Is Up was about Richard Pryor. He played himself. He played himself a worker at an orange plant, or orange factory plant down in, I think, in Florida, if I'm correct. He played himself as a worker. First he became a worker, then he became a foreman. He played the grandfather, and he played the preacher. And he played the preacher. Yeah, he played the preacher. And the preacher, I'm sorry, when Richard Pryor he started sleeping with a woman when he was I think it's in Florida or California. I gotta look at the movie again, but it was one of the Sunshine States, either Florida or California. And when he started having an outside relationship with another woman, being that he was married to another woman that was back in his hometown. It was a small hometown, as far as Richard Pryor and him playing the worker. And he found a fine woman. She was jogging and stuff like that, and found the woman and made a baby with her. And then the pastor of the church, I'm sorry, the woman, his wife, his original wife, found out. She got upset, almost killed him, tried to stab him with a knife and stuff like that. And then the pastor of the church, I guess he found out that Richard Pryor had got another woman pregnant and got his wife pregnant. So for revenge, Richard Pryor found the pastor's wife and asked the pastor's wife to give him piano lessons. So as him getting piano lessons, he started sleeping with the pastor's wife. So it's just a big old web. So what I'm saying is say that to say this is, as far as all these pastors and stuff like that getting mad. We know in the black, especially the black community, that pastors try their best to sleep with the women in the church. They try their best to sleep with some of the women in the church. I hate to say it like that. It shouldn't be like that, but I'm not gonna say they try their best. The women in the church look at some of the pastors as leaders, and this is a man of God. He's standing up in this pulpit. He's got this flash. He's got the flash. He's got the Mercedes Benz. He got the a lot of pastors now are getting Maybachs and expensive cars and stuff like that. Women are looking at that, so they're like, man, I can get a piece of that if he sleeps with me. He might pay for my rent. And a lot of, I don't just blame the pastors now. I blame some of the women. Because some of the women can be like, nah, pastor, you can't come over here. You ain't come unless you bring your wife with you and you want to pray with me, yeah, you can pray with me and my wife. Matter of fact, I caught, I caught one of my pastors supposedly looking for a couch um, in in my backyard. I was staying in I was staying in an apartment complex. He in my backyard. He in my backyard, exactly in my backyard. And I had dreamed about, I had a dream about a pastor or somebody in the church had took a ladder and came, because we stayed on the second floor, had took a ladder and came up and was trying to have sex with my wife. See, I can't remember if I told my wife or I never told her, but yeah, I had a dream about that. And then maybe a year later, I caught my pastor supposedly looking through the woods of my backyard, supposedly saying that I seen a couch back here and I wanted to try to get it. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if that's true or not or whatever, but he was in my backyard of the apartment complex. Now he could have easily tried to climb up, or he jumped. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, why was he back there? Why was he back there? And my apartment was like right there, right behind him on the second floor. As far as the little porch, as far as that part, as far as we could cook out, put a barbecue grill on the little patio or whatever that we had. He was right there. So, man, if you go, I'm not encouraging people not to go to church. So you still have to. The Bible says, don't forsake the assembly of the saints. But a pastor talking about he gonna come and pray for your wife? Nah, you gonna bring your wife, and I'm gonna be there with y'all praying for my wife. You're not gonna pray for her by yourself in some in the pastor's office. No, I'm gonna be there. Nope. So y'all watch your pastors. Watch your pastors. Stop. If your pastor, if you feel that your pastor needs the Mercedes Benz or he needs the mansion and stuff like that, pay your tithe, because the word says we still have to pay our tithe offering, because he's going to be accountable on the day of judgment. The pastors, they're going to be accountable. But Druski was just saying, why y'all keep paying these pastors, these mega churches, and the antics that they're doing is not even of God. It's not even of God, y'all. Just look at, impregnate. He's doing the dolphin. He's doing it backwards and stuff like that. Impregnate. That was a sexual reference that a lot of these pastors sleep. They sleep with people in the congregation. They sleep with the women in the choir. They sleep with men in the choir. They sleep with men in the laymen. When I say the laymen, I'm talking about just the regular people that's in the seats and stuff like that. They sleep with some of the people in the choir. They sleep with some of the matrons, and will have a wife sitting right there. Some of the pastors would have a wife sitting right there, and sometimes some of the wives know about that these pastors are sleeping with other women, but they're so money hungry. Their they're blinded by the money. They're blinded by the money, and even Ecclesiastes say money answers all things. And when it says that, it says, follow the money. Follow the money. In crime, follow the money. In church, follow the money. And when it comes to problems, follow the money. Money answereth all things. So it ain't just talking about if you get money, you'll be okay. If you do a crime, sometimes it involves money. Some situations, it involves money. So some of these women, when I'm talking about women, I'm talking about first ladies that know their husband is a pastor and sleeping with some of these women, they're not going to leave. Some of them not going to leave because of the money. They're not going to leave because of some of them are not going to leave because of the money. So, I'm just going over the first part of what Druski was talking about. When he said that, he gonna impregnate, even though you can't. He was saying, basically saying to that woman, I'm gonna impregnate you with the word of God, and that was a sexual reference. He was saying that a lot of these pastors sleep with some of the people in his own church. Yeah. So, um, you know, you know, just the showman, the showmanship. Some pastors I think it's just the Wizard of Oz, smoking screens, and then when you get behind the curtains, it's like he's just human, just like us. You know, pastors go. They have women. Men love women and women love men. Um, you know, and that's why in the New Testament, it was saying the letters were saying, hey, you know, it was saying that a pastor should have a bishop should have one wife and stuff like that, and because things was going on and it was going on in the church back in the Bible days that these bishops and deacons and uh, evangelists and pastors and stuff like that they were doing that. That's why Paul had to get on them and write letters and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, y'all. Everyone that's on here, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. So Druski, I believe in, because he wasn't blaspheming God. He was showing us, well, he was showing the new generation, I should say, the new generation. Because I've been knew about, everybody in the black community always knew about pastors sleeping with the congregation, sleeping with women in the choir, sleeping with the deaconesses, and the prayer word. Some of the prayer words. Some of the women they don't go for that, especially Church of God in Christ women. They ain't going for that. They ain't going for that. You a pastor, you gonna try to sleep with me? Nah, they ain't going for that. So yeah, y'all. But yeah, I am like I said, I'm in my, I don't know if y'all can see me. Okay, yeah, I don't know if y'all can see, but yeah, I'm at Crunch, my favorite place, and I'm gonna, keep, look at this one right here. She always sit down, cutie pie, sit down. You the star and stuff like that. Yeah, we know you the star. Okay, you the star of the show. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get ready for I might work out a little bit, just get some exercise in and stuff like that. And yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get my workout on a little bit, take a shower, and get ready for this afternoon, and do the 5 to close. But yeah, y'all, I'm done with the security. I'm gonna keep the security hat though. I am gonna keep this because I like it. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna do a little workout, y'all, and make sure everything smooth. Take me a nap, and yeah, probably talk to Miss Gerry one more time before I go to work, and get this money for the lawyer and stuff like that. Make some more money for the lawyer. So yeah, y'all, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Druski was not wrong. Because he has other comedy skits. He teases everybody. He does. He even does the Hebrew Israelites. When he like, that's right. How the Hebrew Israelites, as far as them talking and they going over the Bible, and they always say, that's right. That's right. So yeah, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Give to the Miss Gerry Fund. Give to the give to the give to the Cash App, and what you're giving to the Cash App, I'm going to transfer over to the Miss Gerry Legal Defense Fund, y'all. So yeah, y'all. It's a long road, but we're trying to get it done, y'all. We're trying to get it done. Trying to get it done. Yep, we're trying to get it done. So yeah, we're trying to get it done, y'all. And I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and give what you can, y'all. Miss Gerry loves y'all. We love y'all. God bless y'all. Shalom, peace, and blessings. And it's going to be all good, y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.